Have you ever finished a massive heavy meal, maybe a huge plate of pasta or a large combo meal from a drive-thru, and felt physically stuffed, but strangely, 30 minutes later, you find yourself wandering back to the kitchen, staring blankly into the pantry? Welcome to Dr. Levitas. You are not lacking willpower. You are not broken. And you are certainly not a glutton. What you are experiencing is a biological hijacking. You are caught in something scientists call the protein leverage trap. Today, we are going to completely redefine how you look at hunger, sustainable fat loss, and human metabolism. We are going to unpack a groundbreaking biological principle that proves it is not about how many calories you eat. Instead, your brain will literally force you to keep eating until you hit a very specific amino acid threshold. Please hit the like button and leave a comment. Your engagement is a huge help to the channel. Let's start with the fundamental question. What exactly is the protein leverage hypothesis, and how does it explain those frustrating episodes of binge eating? Back in 2005, two brilliant nutritional ecologists, Dr. Stephen Simpson and Dr. David Raubenheimer, published a fascinating study. They initially observed insects, specifically locusts, and discovered something incredible. These creatures would eat highly varied diets, but they would instinctively stop eating only when they hit a specific protein target. If their food was low in protein, they would overeat massive amounts of carbohydrates and fats just to reach that vital protein requirement. Then, the researchers looked at humans. And guess what? We do the exact same thing. Your body has a highly sensitive, built-in radar for amino acids, the building blocks of protein. If the meal you just ate is rich in fats and carbs but poor in protein, your brain essentially says, okay, that was great energy, but we didn't get the structural materials we need to repair our muscles, synthesize hormones, and maintain our immune system. Keep eating. This is why you can easily binge on an entire bag of potato chips, but you would naturally stop after eating a couple of chicken breasts or a large steak. Your brain drives you to overconsume calories until your protein needs are met. But why does the brain prioritize protein so aggressively over carbohydrates and fats? To understand this, we need to look through the lens of evolutionary biology. Carbohydrates and fats are primarily energy sources. They are the fuel in the gas tank. But protein? Protein is the actual car. It forms the structure of your cells, your neurotransmitters, your skin, your hair, and your vital organs. Your brain knows that you can survive without dietary carbs. Your liver can literally manufacture glucose if it needs to through a process called gluconeogenesis. You can also survive a deficit of dietary fat by tapping into your stored body fat. But your body cannot store large reserves of protein. There is no protein fat pad. You either get a steady supply from your diet, or your body starts breaking down your own precious muscle tissue to harvest those amino acids for vital organ function. For survival, your brain treats protein as the ultimate non-negotiable nutrient. Now, here is where the story takes a slightly darker turn. If our bodies are so smart, why is obesity and metabolic dysfunction skyrocketing? Because the modern food industry has weaponized this exact biological mechanism against you. Over the last 50 years, we have experienced what researchers call protein dilution. Food scientists are incredibly adept at making food highly palatable and extremely profitable. Protein is expensive to produce. Refined carbohydrates, seed oils, and high-fructose corn syrups are astonishingly cheap. So, the industry creates ultra-processed foods that are densely packed with cheap, hyper-palatable calories, but completely stripped of protein. Think about your average breakfast pastry or a bag of savory snacks. You could easily consume 800 to 1,000 calories in one sitting, yet only ingest about 5 grams of protein. Because of the protein leverage trap, your brain registers the massive calorie intake but still screams, "We are starving for amino acids. Go get more food." The food industry has diluted the protein in our food supply, trapping you in a perpetual state of biological hunger that drives you to buy and consume more of their products. It is a brilliant business model, but it is an absolute disaster for your metabolic health and sustainable fat loss. So, how do we break out of this trap? It starts with understanding what happens to your hunger hormones when you prioritize protein, specifically a hormone called ghrelin. Ghrelin is often referred to as the hunger gremlin. It is produced in your stomach and travels to your brain to signal that it is time to eat. A landmark 2006 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that dietary protein is the single most effective macronutrient at suppressing ghrelin. When you eat protein, especially if you eat it first in your meal, it dramatically lowers your ghrelin levels, silencing that nagging hunger voice in your head. But it doesn't stop there. Protein also simultaneously triggers the release of powerful satiety hormones, including peptide YY and GLP-1. Yes, that is the exact same GLP-1 hormone that modern weight loss medications target. By eating adequate protein, you are naturally stimulating your body's own appetite-suppressing pharmacy. But before you run out and buy every protein bar on the supermarket shelf, we need to talk about quality. Because when it comes to the protein leverage trap, the bioavailability of the protein you consume is absolutely critical. Bioavailability refers to how well your body can actually absorb and utilize the amino acids in a food. Scientists measure this using something called the digestible indispensable amino acid score. Animal proteins like eggs, beef, chicken, fish, and dairy have incredibly high scores. They contain all the essential amino acids in the perfect ratios your body needs, and they are highly digestible. Plant proteins, on the other hand, while packed with wonderful micronutrients and fiber, are generally less bioavailable. The protein is often locked behind tough fibrous cell walls, and many plant sources lack sufficient quantities of specific essential amino acids, particularly leucine. Leucine is the master switch that turns on muscle protein synthesis. If you are following a plant-based diet, you absolutely can get enough protein, but you have to be highly strategic. You need to combine different plant sources like beans and rice, and consume a larger overall volume of food to hit the same amino acid threshold that a single piece of salmon would provide. If your body isn't absorbing the full spectrum of amino acids, the protein leverage trap stays active, and you stay hungry. Knowing this, what is the most strategic move you can make today? It starts the moment you wake up. You need to leverage the 30-gram breakfast rule. A pivotal 2014 study from the University of Missouri found that consuming 30 grams of high-quality protein at breakfast has a profound cascading effect on your metabolism for the rest of the day. A typical modern breakfast, a bowl of cereal, a bagel, or a fruit smoothie, spikes your blood sugar, which inevitably leads to a massive crash by 10 to 30 a.m., triggering cravings for more sugar. However, when you break your overnight fast with 30 grams of protein, it slows the absorption of food, stabilizes your blood sugar, and keeps your hunger hormones suppressed for up to 12 hours. It fundamentally alters your brain's dopamine reward system, dramatically reducing cravings for high-fat, high-sugar snacks late into the evening. Starting your day with protein is like putting a protective metabolic shield around your body. This brings us to the ultimate, sustainable framework for healing your metabolism and preserving your lean muscle tissue, the 100-gram rule. We do not advocate for extreme starvation diets or punishing restrictions here. We advocate for nourishment. For effortless, sustainable fat loss, make it your non-negotiable goal to hit a baseline of 100 grams of high-quality protein every single day. For most adults, this is the minimum threshold required to protect your lean muscle mass while signaling to your brain that your amino acid needs are met. When you aim for at least 100 grams of protein, split across 3 meals, something magical happens called the crowding out effect. You become so comfortably satiated and nourished that you naturally lose the desire to snack on ultra-processed junk. You don't have to white-knuckle your way through diet after diet. You simply give your biology exactly what it is asking for. Here is the doctor's verdict, the best macro. By understanding the protein leverage trap, you can finally stop fighting your body and start working with it. You aren't failing at dieting. Your food environment was designed to keep you starving. By prioritizing at least 100 grams of highly bioavailable protein, starting with at least 30 grams at breakfast, you can stabilize your hormones, naturally crowd out processed foods, and build a resilient, energized body for the long haul. Stay nourished, stay informed, and I will see you in the next video. Watch this video suggestion. It was especially picked for you. Also share, comment, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos to empower your health and fitness journey. So, stay healthy, stay happy, and keep going.